Here at Kickin in the 757, we love taking you to unique and different dining, entertainment, and lifestyle destinations all through at Hampton Roads. But sometimes entertainment is something as simple as hanging out on your couch at home in front of a warm, cozy fire with a great book to read. But if you're like me, without the proper eyewear, well, unless this thing is printed in Braille, I'm not going to be able to read any of it. So that's why today we're at the hippest, coolest, funkiest joint you've ever been to when it comes to custom and designer eyewear. Join me as we're hanging out with Bruce Jones and Studio Optix in Virginia Beach.
We're an independently owned optical boutique. I've been the owner for 26 years now. The business has been in existence since the early 60s. I'm third generation owner. And basically what we do is we sell glasses to people that want something unique and different or are looking for the best possible optics. I mean, for me as a master optician, that's all that really matters primarily is the optics. But the business has also evolved into a hub for fashion and eyewear. So we have a lot of people come in that want great fashion. Other people come in because they have specific needs for their eyes that they can't get anywhere else. And so that's what we take care of. I started out working at a Pearl Vision. Absolutely hated it, just hated the whole sterile setting of the environment. Mutual sales rep told me there was a practice for sale at the oceanfront. I came down and looked at it. It was in a strip shop. Same kind of thing. It was kind of a dormitory setting with people piled on top of people. And I knew that I wanted something different. So probably about 19 years ago, I was rollerblading down the street and saw this building sitting empty. Once I came in here, I knew this was going to give me the opportunity to express myself more in an artistic field. When people walk in the shop, I don't want them to know they're in an optical shop. I want them to think they're in an art shop, an art gallery. You know, people have walked in the door and go, "Is this an optical shop?" I'm like, absolutely. Well, typically I see something that strikes my eye and I just buy it, from the chairs to the artwork. But yeah, there's definitely a New Orleans vibe in here. Quite a few years ago, I kind of made my first trip almost by accident through New Orleans. The city just reached out and grabbed my soul, and so it has always stayed with me. I have favorite artists down there. If I see something from an artist I like, I just buy it and I come to the shop and try and find a place where I can stick it on the wall. A lot of the artwork in the shop is done by local artists. I like to kind of give them a shout out. And the nice thing is when someone sees the artwork, if they love it, for the most part they can buy it. And so that helps out the artist, and at the same time then I get to change my office again. So the office is constantly evolving when people buy the artwork. I've got artwork from New Orleans that I will sell. I've got some I won't sell. Peter O'Neill is one of my favorite artists. You'll see some of his stuff in the shop. There's a wonderful piece by my daughter who's an art student up at VCU, and when people see the painting, it's very abstract, and they go, "I love this painting," but it's not actually a painting. It's all made with photochemical processes, so there's no oil or water-based paints in the picture at all. So anything I can do that's different, unique, it just all goes into the essence of what Studio Optix is. The baby in the picture is actually one of the earliest clients of the business. Mr. Howe, back in the early 60s, long before frame companies made pediatric frames for babies, when a baby would come in that needed glasses, which was kind of rare, he actually made the glasses for the baby, the frame, not just the lenses. Early opticians, there was a certain aspect about also being a jeweler. So early opticians are actually expected to make the frames and the lenses. So this is a good example of that. A few years back, his grandkids were cleaning out the attic of his house. They came across the picture of the baby and brought it down to the shop, looked on the back of the picture, and there was a name there. So my predecessor, he started going through the phone book and calling people with the name. First one he called was actually the customer. I think he's about 70 years old now, and he goes, "Oh, absolutely, Mr. Howe made my very first pair of glasses and made my glasses for many years after that." Well, when I'm looking for products for my customers, my first concern is the quality of the frame. Most of our highest quality frames come out of Japan and Europe. The Japanese product, we have several American companies where their frames are handmade in Japan. Salt Optics, which is based out of Southern California. Bevel, which is based out of Missouri. They fit this very cool retro niche very well with extremely high quality, fantastic colors. And for the most part, because the frames are designed by opticians, they fit great. And then you go to kind of the funkier stuff. Fossa is a French brand we carry. They do phenomenal color mixes, colors that most companies wouldn't dream of mixing together. Purples and oranges they put together. They will put fabrics in between the layers of plastic. And as you referenced, the Bokeh collection, actually the temples on the glasses look like a lady's leg, and they may have a boot on them, they may have high heels. So those are some of the brands that we carry, and all of them are exceptional quality. And then for people that can't find a frame they love, I can design a frame for them. Well, for the most part, it's the high-end quality product. And when I say high-end, you know, we might be starting at about $300 and going up all the way up to Chrome Hearts at $2,000. But especially with this blue light coming on, I don't want people to not be able to get the protection. So I have added what I call affordable frames. We can start our blue light protection packages under $100. And those same frames can actually be used for glasses to go out and mow the grass in, clean your garage, change the oil in your car. So yeah, I've got what we might call the beater pairs as well. The fashion is kind of morphed in different directions, where you think about maybe Elvis Costello or Roy Orbison with the big chunky frames. That is still very much in, but we also see a lot of cat eyes. I've got a lot of cat eyes in the shop, which is very 50s, very retro driven, very sexy looking on most women. And then round is really raging right now. So I probably have more round frames now than I've had ever since I've owned the shop. And but once again, it's all part of that retro look. I want them to walk out with absolute satisfaction. I want them to see great. I want their style to be so great that when people see them, they go, oh my gosh, where did you get those glasses? They're amazing. And for people to go, and I see so much better than I ever had before. And the way to get there is that our products is the highest quality I think we can produce. And when they walk out the door, I want them to go away and know that I treated them like I would want to be treated going into a business. And that's my ultimate goal, is to make sure that everybody walks out of the business is just absolutely satisfied with their experience at Studio Optix.